Hello, Nari McDiarmid with you, and it's great to be speaking again with Glen Diemar, Managing Director of Australian Gold and Copper. And Glen, we're speaking ahead of Mining News Select in Sydney. What would you like investors to understand about AGC?
We've just put out an initial mineral resource estimate. So our growth trajectory from here, it was an initial mineral resource estimate. We've got a lot to go here. So we really wanted to emphasize that word initial. We've got 23 drill holes outside of the resource, which are going to add to that resource. Some are incredibly high grade. Our last three announcements, I encourage investors to go back and look at 6 meters at 2,474 grams of silver equivalent. That's a lot of ounces, Nari. And so all that, none of that has been included in the resource. So we've got a lot of growth. We also included two acquisitions last year, which are really pushing our growth this year. Last year was our consolidation year. This is our growth year.
Well, if we take a closer look at the South Cobar project as a whole, as you say, you've just expanded it and you've now got the initial resource of, I think, 38.5 million ounces silver equivalent at a time when silver's looking pretty good price-wise. So, what are the features of this project you'd like people to be aware of?
So the Achilles and the MRE, the mineral resource estimate, starts at right at surface, Nari, and it dips at 50 degrees. And our deepest hole was an amazing hole, 11 meters at 400 plus grams of silver equivalent. And it's all open underneath that. And that hole wasn't included in the resource either. So we've got a lot of scope. We're bringing a drill rig in about 2 weeks. We're going to be drilling under that and just adding silver equivalent ounces. And it's such a beautiful deposit. We added our 38 million ounces of silver equivalent. We were adding those ounces at 14 cents, Nari, per that's the cost to discover those resources. So it's a super exciting project and very close to where we live and work in Orange. So it's just west of us in Lake Cargelligo. So it's a really easy place to get out to and explore.
Well, with those discovery costs of 14 cents, as you say, Glenn, given you started the year with more than 8 million in the bank, you're certainly well funded to keep the drill rigs turning at that rate. So you mentioned last year was a year of consolidation and that you're drilling at the moment. So what are you focused on in the next few months?
Yeah, so we'll be drilling in about 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, Nari, and we are focused on really doubling our resource base or significantly increasing our resource base this year. If our job right now in a high silver gold environment is just to keep adding ounces at a 14 cents per ounce discovery cost. So that is really our mandate. That is how we get significant growth out of this company.
Longer term, Glenn, what does success look like for AGC?
We we are in a part of the Cobar Basin that is less explored than some of the other areas of the Cobar Basin where there are some very big, long-lived mines. The long-term success of our area, we believe we can build this into a multi-hundred million ounce silver equivalent district because all the parameters to do that are there, and we now own the whole district in terms of exploration tenure. So our recent purchase of the Achilles of the Browns Reef Evergreen deposit is, for example, it's 6 times bigger or 7 times bigger than Achilles itself. So Achilles is 750 meters long. Browns Reef Evergreen has historic drilling in it, 25 kilometers, and it is 6 kilometers long, but it's never had a resource built on it. So that is our aim for this year. And with the two deposits and potentially new discoveries, which we're going to be focusing on a lot this year as well, we have a very strong near-term, medium-term, and long-term trajectory.
Well, Glenn, thanks so much for taking the time to speak in the field today, and I look forward to seeing you in Sydney.
Pleasure. Yep, likewise. Thanks, Nari.